You're looking at scientists from the Beijing Institute of Technology putting the finishing touches on an experiment that will be conducted in the unforgiving environment of space. It's work that will help determine whether humans can survive a prolonged journey in space, where astronauts are bombarded with 10 times the radiation levels on Earth.
Space radiation could cause harm to the astronauts, especially when they are in space for a long period of time. One of the biggest risks from spaceflight is gene mutation. We hope to do more research on this and learn how big the risk of gene mutation is for humans in space.
It's potentially groundbreaking research, but Professor Deng and his team have already made history. Despite the fact there is a strict U.S. law that prohibits NASA from doing work with China, this will be the first Chinese experiment ever flown on the International Space Station.
Every day you feel like, hey, we might be making a huge discovery today that'll affect all of humanity.
Liftoff of the Falcon 9 to the space station.
The Chinese experiment will be carried to the ISS on a SpaceX rocket, privately funded. It's all legal and above board because a private U.S.-based company called NanoRacks is handling the payload and works closely with NASA and bills itself as a concierge to the stars.
We do pride ourselves on being a vehicle that educational entities can come to and go through the system in a less intimidating fashion. We spend a lot of time making the process as easy and as painless as we can for our customers.
But obviously, the Beijing Institute of Technology has had its share of challenges. What you see is the culmination of 2 years of work and negotiations to make sure it's done legally and within strict U.S. government guidelines.
Stage separation confirmed. Good luck, stage 1.
But there are no artificial country borders in space, and Deng relishes the chance to make history.
This is the first time China has an experiment on the International Space Station. Spaceflight experiments are very important because space provides a special environment that we cannot have on Earth. Therefore, we should fully utilize the station to do life science research.
NanoRacks hopes to work with BIT and other Chinese groups in the future, hoping this gene experiment paves the way for more international cooperation. This will actually be the 4th experiment that Deng and his team are sending into space. The first 3 were carried into orbit by the growing Chinese space program. And all of this effort to link up with the International Space Station could become moot in just a few years. China hopes to have its own space station up and operating as soon as 2020. Callebs, CGTN in Cape Canaveral, Florida.